Wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. Go get her. Lulu and I are out looking for Insley. She's been gone for about half an hour now. I've been splitting wood. I came out of the house with her off leash, decided she came back yesterday after being gone for, I don't know, 20 minutes, half an hour. And I decided, well, she has come back every time. And if I'm working in the yard with Lulu, she may disappear for a bit, but will likely come back of her own accord. And she hasn't yet. And Lulu is the perfect example of what I want Insley to do. When we go out like this, stick around. Lulu's never, hardly ever out of sight. Coming through the field on our way over here, she was, well, a normal dog, I would call it. Suki was that way too. She'd keep track of me. She was free to explore all she wanted, but don't do what Insley's doing. And now the leaves have popped enough where the view through the woods is 50% blocked. And what happened to my self-assured decision that every time Insley and I go out and she's going to be off leash, she wears the collar. Period. No argument, no discussion. End of discussion. Well, that went out of my head almost immediately. And that was a week ago. Lulu had professional training in the first years sometime. Chuck brought her to Iowa and left her there for a week or so for training. And she was even at the point where when she came back and Chuck and her were out walking, she would hear a car coming and would sit on the shoulder without being told to. Well, that part of her training isn't around anymore, but just about everything else is. Well, I was sitting by the woodsheds. She ran past on the game trail over out behind the house, between the house and Otter Pond. I thought, oh good, she's returning. And I turned to get the camera while she was hidden behind the garage, and she apparently just ran past on her way to someplace else far away. Well, God damn it. Well, I know she's all right at the moment. She's not going to be all right if I get my hands on her. That's the other side of Otter Pond. She's got to run back to the berm. I sort of put Lulu on the hunt as we came over here. I'm on Dennis's property. The deer stand is through there. And Lulu seemed to get on the scent of her. And then I stopped at the crossroads here, and I heard a paddling in the water. Sounded like a dog paddle. Oh, good. She is on a real tear. Insley is, and she is completely devoid of any conscience for coming to me. She's just going, come on! Sit! Sit! Soaking wet. Haven't you been on an adventure? Come on! Insley, heel. Heel. Lulu's excited. Lulu's excited. And then it's at this point in this saga, every time, this odyssey, that I forget all about what I'm gonna do. Shock collar and tie her up outside all night long, every night. I haven't thought of that one until just now. That wouldn't teach her anything except to be afraid of wolves. Oh, she went far and wide. Oh, yeah. Thank you, doggy. No matter where you put anything that you need to put somewhere, don't put it there. Oh, stop. I am parked this far away from you so you won't annoy me. We've actually had a really good time, the four of us. It's been really gratifying. The trepidation I was feeling the last couple days before these guys came over was growing and growing and growing, based on what we had back in January and then February, when Lulu was terrified of Insley. I saw him early afternoon. I was up at the desk. Insley was laying on the floor under the desk, and Lulu was laying on the floor under the desk with her head up against Insley's abdomen, and they were both sleeping away. That wouldn't have happened in all my imaginings. So everybody's getting along except there's a wood tick. I'll just leave him. Can't imagine I've got a tick on me after just that little bit of walking. What was I going to tell you? I don't know. Oh, I made the mistake of getting one of Insley's squeaky toys out, the lobster, throwing it around. Well, of course, then that encouraged Lulu and the boys to get involved. And it was going just beautifully. Oh my God, they were sharing. Lucky was sitting over it up in the loft behind the puzzle table. Insley came up and picked it up and walked away. There was no problem. 5 minutes later, down in the main room, they had a hell of a row. Lucky went after Insley for trying to take the toy away that time. Rah, God, I thought there was blood would be spurting. No, I didn't intercede in any way. Usually I would yell, Insley, no. But I didn't do that. I don't have to do that. They've got their own system. They're dogs, they're not people. Well, this has been another unpleasant interlude with a happy ending. Well, you know, Lulu and I walked all the way over to the South Pool, whistling intermittently. And then we get back here and I see her, run in that opening between the house and the garage. That's the game trail down there. Trotting along. Good. She's going to bring the trail up to here and come galloping to us with great joy and happiness to see us again. Now, so I got the camera and I forgot the leash. And we headed out, and that's when I told Lulu again, go get Insley. Go get her. We walked up to Turtle Trot Trail, and I turned down it and headed west. Lulu didn't follow, and I looked back, oh, where's Lulu? Why hasn't she come running with me? Oh, maybe she's on the scent. And I walked back to game trail that goes on to then Dennis's property, and there she was, standing, staring off toward the south. Oh, okay. So I followed her. She hurried up to the intersection that there's a sight line that goes due east down to Otter Pond. And that's when I heard what sounded like dog paddling. Walked down where I could see out over, and there's Insley galloping along the other shore, half in the water, just having a gleeful time on the loose. And so she had been, how'd she get over there? She had to have gone across the berm at Otter Pond. So she has been everywhere. She was up at the ATV loop trail, the end of that, and then she got tired of that, and that's when she came running back through here. And how she got, I don't know. I'm just thinking about it as I'm talking. She must have, when she ran past between the garage and the house, that must be where she turned and went down to Otter Pond and across the berm to the other side, where then she could, yeah. What does it matter? Well, it's just interesting. Speculation. It's been a nice break from chopping wood, because as I was working there, I was reminded why I don't do splitting of firewood until about 3:30 in the afternoon, because the sun is hot and there's no shade until 3:30. Well, now there's no shade at all, no matter what time of day it is, for another week or two. And besides, it's Mother's Day. You figure that one out for me. Give your answer in the comments, please. So, getting back to my Lulu going after Insley, she had good help in giving me a lead and following her, because she had a sense of Insley was down the direction that I went and that she ran. I guess I need to add a second cement block to that one. I just added put the big one out there today for her, so she wouldn't tow it like she did the half block yesterday. Well, was having no trouble towing this bigger one, no problem. wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. You're gonna kick me over. Uh-oh, look out, look out. Insley, Insley. You're gonna tear your neck off. She got the best of you. Ha 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 ha. Don't hide under my knee. She got the best of you. Na 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 na. The boys are laughing too. Ha 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 ha. Should we go in the house? I need to take a muscle relaxant. This is very typical of early in the season when I chop wood. My back starts, well, the muscles back there begin to say, hey, what do you think you're doing, Buster? Well, that's all I've got left from the first tree. Estimate that'll be the third wheelbarrow load. So that tree, that's good to know too. That tree I took down is about 3 wheelbarrows load. All right, kiddo. Lulu's on the scent of a snake. And Insley just got one on the left side of the driveway, up by the white trash pile. They both got away. She pounced on that one, and the one this morning on this side of the driveway is the one Lulu's, I think, after. Both about 18 inches long. That's a girl. No.
Oh boy.